This is the Joyride with the Rainbow Goddess,
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Party Power, where I teach you plant-based recipes. In today's episode, it's meant to be like a holiday special, but I decided to go with an all-American classic, which is mac and cheese. Yep, mac and cheese, baby. And I am making it with gluten-free quinoa rice macaroni. This is my favorite combo for a gluten-free version. And it's such an easy recipe. It has kind of a lot of ingredients in it, so it can be a little bit daunting, but it literally is just a two-step process. 1, you cook the pumpkin, and 2, you blend it up in a Vitamix. Yep, you need a Vitamix. Like, I'm telling you, if you love to cook, I say get a Vitamix. You could get one used. Like, I've had mine for 6 years, like I've mentioned before. I bet that if you make this for your friends or for a special day, you will impress. So, let's get started. Also, here's a little pasta trick you might not know. After your water gets boiling and you pour your pasta in, it all wants to stick together. So I do 2 things. 1, I pour a little tiny bit of oil in my water. And 2, I give it a little stir right away. I like to cook my pasta al dente, which means I cook it until it's softened, but it still has like a little bit of a bite to it. Now that my water's going, I can gently drop my butternut squash in. So meanwhile my butternut squash bubbles away, I'm going to gather all of my ingredients into the Vitamix, and I swear to you, by the time that you have them all measured out in the Vitamix, your butternut squash is going to be done. So we're gonna do 1 cup of cashews, half a cup of nutritional yeast, 1/3 of a cup of chopped red bell pepper, 3 tablespoons of vegan butter, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, or you could just use a garlic clove, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of Dijon, 1 tablespoon of salt, and I'm going to add smoked paprika. But I don't always add this. That's only if you're going for that like smoky flavor. I'm gonna add tofu and tempeh bacon bits to this and kale. So I'm kind of going for that like smokehouse mac and cheese. So I'm gonna add this. And sometimes I also add a tablespoon of whiskey, and it tastes really delicious and totally unique. Now we can check the butternut squash and see if it's ready.
Let's see. Oh, yep, that's nice and soft. Perfect. Finished putting my ingredients in. My butternut squash is soft.
4 cups of butternut squash. This was like 1 small butternut squash. And now we just need some water to get our mix going. I did blend it on high for about 2 minutes, and that's gonna give me that delicious creamy consistency. If you want to turn it into more of a solid or gooey meltable cheese, I suggest you watch my fermented cheese recipe to learn how to do that. I'll put that in my description below. Stop that cooking process with the cold water.
Or sometimes I do an ice bath like so if I'm freaking out that I overcooked it. And then I found that once I try it, it actually does have a nice bite to it. But it will only continue to have that nice bite if I put it in an ice bath or through some cold water. Otherwise it would have kept cooking and have gotten way too mushy. I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this olive oil all over the pasta. And I think that this will keep it from just like absorbing the sauce. Wonderful. Now for the magic.
This is actually a recipe that has been featured at multiple restaurants. Oh, that was a perfect amount of sauce, and I made like a ton of pasta. So yeah, this definitely does come out to be quite a bit of sauce.
There is definitely no harm in having extra sauce. This sauce is great for nachos. If you do make it like the meltable cheese, it's great for grilled cheese. It's great for enchiladas. Like literally anything that you would put cheese on, this is gonna be, I'd say, even better. Not to toot my own horn. Beep beep.
Okay, so I'm not really like a simple kind of gal, so I wasn't just gonna show you the mac and cheese sauce. I'm gonna show you the way I would plate it as well. I'm going to put tofu chicharron, which I'll leave it for another video to show you how I make that. And then the mac and cheese. Yummy. I love doing like a combination of naughty foods with healthy foods. I honestly would consider this mac and cheese a healthy food. It's made with freaking rice, quinoa, and butternut squash. But the tofu chicharron is fried. And then I did kale with a homemade chili oil. And I'm putting some sauerkraut for some added probiotics, color, and a pop of flavor. And I actually made a video on how to make sauerkraut, so check out my description below to learn how to make sauerkraut. And then I like adding just a little something that's like just fresh and another pop of color, so I'm just adding some fresh diced bell peppers.
It's not really a tea sauce. I know it's gonna be delicious. This is like one of my favorite recipes. First I'm gonna have it by itself. And then with a little bit of everything.
Thank you so much for watching. Have a healthy, happy day. Yeah. Like, subscribe, get notified.